Hello, Sacral Beauties. Welcome to the She Sacral podcast. If you're new, I'm your host, and I help women recover their bodies, minds, and energy from burnout. So today we're starting a brand new series, and we are focusing on abundance wounds. So if you've ever poured your heart into doing affirmations and rituals and manifestation practices, or working really hard to make more money or make ends meet, yet things haven't changed, this is the series for you because it's not your fault. It's not because you're not working hard enough, or you're not spiritual enough, or you're not disciplined or worthy enough. It's that there are deeper abundance wounds living inside of our nervous system, shaping burnout patterns and pulling you into self-fulfilling prophecies where you keep reliving the same scarcity and exhaustion cycle over and over and over again. So this is exactly where She Sacral comes in, because the real way to magnetize abundance isn't through forcing or hustling or repeating a bunch of affirmations until you're blue in the face. It's through recalibrating your nervous system to feel safe with receiving and expanding and experiencing true pleasure. What are abundance wounds? Abundance wounds are these hidden blocks that are stored in your nervous system that distort how you give, receive, and hold wealth and worthiness. They live in our nervous system as survival responses, and they can wire you for scarcity, collapse, or even chaos, even when you have opportunities for abundance right in front of you. These wounds create burnout traps with overworking, overgiving, under-earning, or even sabotaging the very things that you've been praying for. So let's talk about how these form. These abundance wounds can be imprinted from layers of different experiences. In your childhood, you may have experienced lack or limitation, or being told that we can't afford that, or your desires are just too much. Sometimes they're formed generationally, where we're watching our parents and our grandparents grind their entire lives without ever thriving, and that leaves an imprint on us. It shapes how we perceive the world because we haven't seen anything modeled differently. They could also be through cultural experiences, being taught that worth equals exhaustion and ease equals laziness, or emotional patterns, carrying shame for needing more, or feeling guilty for needing and wanting to rest, or the fear of being seen in your full radiance. And what hits home the most is also through sudden shifts and shocks, losing stability through experiences like layoffs, divorces, foreclosures, economic collapse, or even robberies. And these moments teach your nervous system that abundance is fragile and unsafe, and that everything can be taken away at any moment. So your nervous system holds on to these stories as safety codes. We don't realize it, but all of these experiences teach our subconscious mind and our nervous system on surviving. We are designed to survive. We have an entire system in our bodies that is designed to protect us, to shield us, and sometimes it may not seem rational, but it's these experiences that shape us. So sometimes if you find yourself feeling really frustrated or feeling blocked whenever you're listening to information that's saying, oh, you just didn't manifest hard enough, or you just weren't positive enough, or you didn't work hard enough, or you didn't use the right strategy, and you try, and no matter what you do, the outcome remains the same. This series is going to finally create that awareness to help you shift these traps. Let's talk a little bit about that nervous system link. And this is why so many women may feel like manifesting or even trying to work for yourself doesn't work for them. You can affirm, I am abundant all day long, but if your body is bracing for loss or wired to hustle for survival, it won't believe you. The nervous system drives the cycle. Sometimes we don't realize that. We just think it's all mental. It's all in my head. But your nervous system will put you into states of being hypervigilant, always waiting for the rug to be pulled out from underneath you, or driving the cycle of collapse, giving up before you even try because abundance feels impossible. Or overdrive, hustling nonstop because slowing down feels dangerous. And each of these states becomes a burnout trap. And we can create self-fulfilling prophecies. So the cycle will repeat itself. Maybe we've grown up in poverty, and that wound can create scarcity loops. Or maybe we grew up in a lot of instability around our finances or certain experiences, and that wound will pull you back into chaos. Or sometimes we subconsciously under-earn, which convinces you to shrink and to stay invisible. And so the body prepares for lack, and life will deliver it again and again. Not because you are doing this consciously, but because your nervous system has not been taught another way. So if you're wondering where She Sacral fits into this, I teach you how to make your nervous system feel safe enough to receive and to feel good. And honestly, we take a lot of cheat roads, right? Sometimes we just try to make ourselves feel better with eating a bunch of sugar or scrolling or just doing whatever we know. But there's so many ways of shifting and reactivating that pleasure system that we have within ourselves to get us out of these survival states. So let's talk about the signs that you may have an abundance wound. If you feel guilty or uncomfortable with receiving, whether it's money or compliments or support. Another sign is sabotaging good things when they start to feel too stable, or undercharging and overgiving, or struggling to hold on to money no matter how much you make, or feeling a constant pressure to hustle, or collapsing into avoidance when things feel overwhelming. And also if you notice repeating cycles, jobs in the same way, relationships dissolving in similar patterns, financial struggles that always circle back. These are not random. These are a symptom of abundance wounds. So because healing abundance wounds is not about doing more, which is what we're often taught, just do more, just work your way out of it. It's more about teaching your body that it is safe to receive. It is safe to expand. It is safe to rest and enjoy. So when your nervous system is recalibrated through sacred pleasure, you naturally become magnetic to opportunities. Love and wealth can finally stick, not because you're chasing, but because your energy will signal to the world, I can hold this. I can have this. I deserve this. So we have a lot to dive into with this series, but I want to invite you just to do a little reflection and ask yourself, where do you sabotage abundance, even when you want it most? Where do you feel trapped in loops of over-efforting or shrinking or bracing for loss? And what do you think might change if your body trusted that abundance was safe to hold? So for the first half of this series, we're going to be talking about the money wounds because I think this is a big thing. I think a lot of times we just hear about poverty and that's it, just rich or poor. But there's so much in between. And I think that's why a lot of people are getting stuck with not seeing success because maybe we all didn't experience poverty. But we will talk about the poverty wound. We're going to talk about the instability wound. We're going to talk about the under-earning wound. We're going to talk about the working class wound. And we're going to talk about the generational wound. But most importantly, we're going to learn the contrast to this. How's a wealthy nervous system set up differently from an abundance wound nervous system? So tons of information, tons of value. Be sure to follow and subscribe so that way you get notified every time a new episode is released, because this might just be your next step to getting out of burnout when it comes to abundance. Thank yourself so much for showing up today, and thank you for tuning in to the She Sacral podcast.